Beginning in child's pose, bring the big toes together and open the knees as far apart as feels comfortable for you. For this practice, go ahead and extend the arms forward toward the top of the mat and separate the hands about the distance of the shoulders. And with the fingers spreading wide and the palms rooting down into the floor, as the eyes gently close, begin to notice your breath moving in and out through your nose. And as you notice your breath, begin to make that shift into a breath that has a really sweet sound to it. And that sound of the breath is something that's very steady, very consistent, and brings us into a place of deep inner balance. And ultimately, that's the intention of our practice. It's not any pose or posture that we're driving ourselves toward. It's just stoking the flame of inner steadiness, of inner balance. So see if you can invite the intention of steadiness into your practice today. With the breath really deep and the intention set. On the inhale, rise to kneeling on your knees and circle your arms up toward the sky. With your hips back on your heels, sweep the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the center of the heart. Beautiful. On the inhale, circle the arms to the sky, deep breath, spin the palms forward, and then dive the chest over the thighs, plant the hands, and snake the chest through all the way to cobra pose as you dip the heart down toward the mat. On the inhale, heart rises, the shoulders roll back. As you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and press back to downward facing dog. And as you get into down dog, on the inhale, lift the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee down behind your left hip, and on the inhale, circle the arms to the sky into a low lunge. As the tailbone drops, the low belly lifts and draws itself back toward the spine. As you exhale, both hands come down to the mat, either side of the front right foot. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and step forward to fold in half. Inhale, glance out halfway to a long spine, long back. As you exhale, forward fold, melt back over the thighs. On the inhale, sweep the arms out, rise all the way to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart, bring it into the center line, just stoking the steadiness of the breath. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky, deep breath as you rise and lift. Exhale, forward fold, dive down and melt in half. On the inhale, glance out halfway, long through the spine. Fold back in as you exhale and step your right toes to the back of the mat, lowering your right knee down behind your right hip. Circle the arms to the sky. Inhale as you lift the chest. Notice that you're not in a deep back bend, so drop the tailbone down, lift the low belly up. Take one more inhale as you reach through the fingertips. As you exhale, both hands to the mat, tuck the back right toes, lift the right knee, and step back to downward facing dog. From down dog, on the inhale, forward to upper push-up plank pose. As you exhale, lower all the way down onto the mat. Low cobra as your inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, and as you exhale, lower slow and press back to child's pose, melt back over the thighs. With the forehead touching the mat, keep the legs in this shape, and we'll continue to cycle through this very gently, eventually beginning to pick up the pace. In this low kneeling stance, on the inhale, circle the arms back up toward the sky, deep breath as you rise. Exhale, hands to the heart, bring it into the midline. Inhale, circle the arms back up overhead, and as you spin the palms forward, fall forward over the thighs, melt in half. Pull the chest through, low cobra on an inhale, shoulders roll back. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog as you shift the thighs back. Left leg rises on an inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot forward, lower the right knee down. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky, deep breath as you lift. Exhale, both hands come down, tuck the right toes, step forward, fold in half. Inhale, chest out to a long spine. Exhale, forward fold back in. Circle the arms, inhale, deep breath as you rise. Exhale, hands to the heart, bringing it into the center line. Inhale, circle the arms, lift them up high. high. Exhale, forward fold, dive down in half. Inhale, glance out halfway, long through the back. Exhale, as you fold, step the left toes to the back of the mat. Lower the knee down, circle the arms. Inhale, low lunge as you rise. Exhale, both hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, forward upper push-up plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra as you lift the heart. Child's pose as your exhale, press back, fold over the thighs. Low kneel, inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart to the center line. Inhale, sweep the arms back up and overhead. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale to cobra, pull the heart through the gateway of the shoulders. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, inhale, deep breath. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left knee drops to the mat. Inhale, circle the arms, one breath to rise. Exhale, hands down, step forward, fold in half. Inhale, chest out. Exhale as you fold and melt. Inhale, sweep and rise. Deep breath as you lift. Exhale, hands to the heart, just cultivating steadiness. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive down in half. Inhale, chest out halfway. Exhale, fold in, step the right toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, low lunge as you circle the arms overhead. Exhale, both hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, forward upper push-up plank pose. Exhale, lower to the mat. Low cobras your inhale, lift the heart, shoulders back. Exhale, child's pose as you press back, fold over the thighs. Last cycle here. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Low kneel as you rise. Exhale, hands to the heart, back to the middle. Inhale, sweep the arms back up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, dive in half. Inhale, pulls you to cobra. The heart draws through to the top of the mat. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes, shift everything back. Inhale, left leg rises, deep breath. Exhale, step the left foot forward, back knee to the mat. Inhale, circle the arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, both hands come down, step forward to fold in half. Inhale, halfway to extend. Exhale as you fold back in. Circle the arms, inhale, rise high. Exhale, hands to the heart center line. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead last time. Exhale, fold forward, dive down in half. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold back in and step the left toes to the back of the mat. Knee lowers, arms circle up, deep inhale as you rise. Exhale, both hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. On the inhale, forward upper push-up plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhaling to cobra, shoulders down the back. And this time as you exhale, lower the heart, the chest, the chin to the mat. Tuck the toes and press back, downward facing dog. And as you come to down dog, take a couple of breaths. Notice that the heels are hidden out of sight behind the toes, and it's really your first opportunity to drop into a steadily held standing pose. So how do you cultivate steadiness in your practice? Maybe it helps to close the eyes. And for some of us, it might help to actually hold the gaze on one point, bringing just an instance of steadiness into the mind space as we start to drop in, as we start to pick the pace up a little bit. As you ground into the hands, take an inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, step the right foot forward, spin the back foot flat, lining your front heel up with your back arch. Bring your right hand to the inside edge of your right foot, and on the inhale, send your left arm to the sky. As you send your left arm to the sky, feel your right hip wrapping underneath you as if it could draw forward towards your face. So you're one long line of energy as you sit deep into that front right thigh. Knee attached to the shoulder, shoulder attached to the knee, as if you could just spiral that right inner thigh a little closer toward the sky. Take a deep inhale, lean back and open up. Left arm over your head as you exhale. One line of energy from the outer edge of your left foot all the way through your left fingertips. And the gaze might be up and under the arm toward a single spot on the ceiling, but it would be fine if it were straight ahead or even down on the floor if that felt like it was best for your neck. With the breath still smooth and deep, on the inhale, left arm straight up to the sky. Press and rise to second warrior, spread the arms out wide. Palms spinning down, gaze over the horizon line, and just sense that your pinky fingers draw back a little bit. Sense a broadening across the center of the chest, the place where we would really like to cultivate steadiness, right in the center of the heart. Spin the right palm to the sky. On the inhale, reverse it. Sweep the right arm up and overhead, and just notice that your breath guides the way. Right knee drawing forward, right arm reaching back, just really smooth, deep breaths. On the inhale, back to warrior two, spread the arms out, and go ahead and straighten your front right leg. Pivot your right toes to mirror your left. Take a deep inhale, lean back, open up. As you exhale, forward fold, dive down between the legs and plant the hands flat down to the mat. The wrists underneath the elbows and the crown of the head reaching toward the floor. And yeah, it might be nice to widen the stance a little bit, give yourself a little more space, that would be fine. But if we're pretty flexible, then a shorter stance is often a little bit better. And as the head drops toward the mat, let the thighs work. So the kneecaps are drawing up toward the roots of the hips. The legs are really strong. Even though the front body is pouring over the thighs, we're not just hanging out here. There's still work that's happening in the base of the body. Rising to the fingertips on the inhale, glance out halfway to a flat back. Float your hands to your hips, feel your low belly lift, and then inhale, press and rise, crown of the head to the sky. As the crown of the head rises, pivot the right toes forward toward the top of the mat, and then step the left foot up to meet the right, Tadasana, standing at the very top of your mat. On the inhale, bend the knees, circle the arms to the sky, chair pose as you sit the weight back. And feel how the shins shift back. So there is a heaviness in the heels, and your toes might even lift and spread if that felt like an okay place. Keeping chair pose. On the inhale, you're just gonna rise halfway. As you exhale, rebend and sit down deep. Good, 4 more of those on the breath. Inhale, little pulse halfway. Exhale, rebend and sit down deep. Nice breath. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, rebend and sit down deep. Last 2. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, chair pose. Last time. Inhale, little pulse. Exhale, sit deep. Hold chair pose. Gazing at the horizon. Take 1 more big inhale at the top. Exhale, dive and fold in half. Inhale, glance out halfway. Exhale, hands down. Step, or if it's your practice, float to chaturanga to release. On the inhale, cobra or the upward facing as you lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back, downward facing. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. On the inhale, float forward, upper push-up plank position. With the right hand right underneath your right shoulder, rotate to the outside edge of your right foot and send your left arm up toward the sky. Perfect. And if there's anything going on with your wrist at all, it's always fine to come down onto the forearm in place of that. Take a deep inhale here, left arm out and over the head as you extend, driving energy through the heels, drawing the ribs back in toward the spine. Sense that your left hip is right on top of your right as they stack. Inhale, left arm to the sky, deep breath. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Come into plank pose. Take a deep breath and just lower your right knee down to the mat. With your right knee right underneath your right hip, lift your left leg, the height of your left hip, heel pressing back, pinky toe spinning down toward the mat. Sweep the right arm forward, bicep nearer by the ear, fingertips reaching out, a little bit of balance as you extend. So we're going for length in this pose. We're not going for the back bend, so you can feel as the low belly lifts up and in just like that. Take a big inhale, elbow to knee as you exhale, curl and tap and touch. Inhale, send it all out straight and strong. 3 to go, elbow to knee as you exhale, extend on the inhale. Exhale, contract, elbow taps, knee curl in. Inhale, reach it all out. 1 last time. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach it all out. Hold it here. Take a deep breath at the top. Hand, knee, foot. Come back down to the mat. Step the feet back. Upper push-up plank pose. As the heels press back, set yourself up just for 3 yogi-style push-ups, which might mean that your knees come down to the mat. Take a big inhale at the top. Exhale, hover chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, back to plank, 2 to go, beautiful. Exhale, hover, elbows in. Inhale, press to plank. Last time, exhale, hover. Inhale, back to plank. Down dog's your exhale, tuck the toes and shift. On the inhale, lift the left leg to the sky, deep breath up and back. Step the left foot forward, pivot the back foot flat. Front heel lining up with the back arch, bring your left hand to the inside edge of the left foot and send the right arm straight up toward the sky. Now as you stack the shoulders, you feel how the left shoulder is connected to the left knee and the knee is connected to the shoulder as you sit down deep, just encouraging the wrapping of the left hip underneath you as if towards your face. Beautiful steady gaze, beautiful steady breath. Take a big inhale at the top and reach your right arm out and over your head. So anytime you feel challenged in this practice today, calling on the aspects that bring you steadiness and ease in your life. So picking one place to gaze, focusing on the breath, and maybe even scanning the body. Is there something you can soften that you don't need to be using right now? On the inhale, right arm straight up to the sky. Press to second warrior, spread the arms out wide. Palms facing down. And don't forget about the back of your body. It's really easy to forget about the right leg and the right arm. Reach the right arm back with the same energy that the left arm projects forward. Press the right thigh back behind you as strongly as you descend into the left thigh. Then spin the left palm to the sky. Inhale to reverse it. Left arm sweeps up and overhead. Just a really sweet reverse warrior. Inhale back to second warrior. As you exhale, straighten the front left leg. Pivot the left toes to mirror the right. This time take your hands to your hips. Take a big inhale, lift the chest, gentle roll of the shoulders back. As you exhale, fold forward, dive between the thighs, melt the chest down, and continue just to work the outer edges of the feet firmly into the mat. But at the same time, lift the inner arches of the feet. So all four corners of the feet are working as you continue to pour forward. And then just notice that your sit bones are right above your heels, so you might have to shift forward just a little bit. Take one more big inhale here. Feel the exhale empty out of the body. And then on the inhale, rise halfway, pull the chest forward, feel the low belly lift, rise all the way to standing, crown of the head to the sky, pivot the left toes forward to the top of the mat, step the right foot up to meet the left. On the inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, Utkatasana, chair pose as you sit the weight back, little pulse, inhale, rise halfway, exhale, sit down deep, inhale, little rise, exhale, re-bend and descend, 3 to go, inhale, lift, exhale, sit deep, inhale, rise, exhale, descend down, last time, inhale, lift, exhale, chair pose, hold chair pose, take one last deep breath, dive and fold, exhale and half. Inhale, glance out, find a long spine. Exhale, hands down, step or lightly float through chaturanga to descend. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing, rise and lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, shift back, downward facing dog. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. On the inhale, float forward, upper push-up plank position, and rotate to the outside edge of your left foot. Remembering you could put the left knee down if you needed extra support, or even come onto the forearm if the wrist is sensitive today. As the right fingertips reach up, find one steady point to gaze, and notice that you haven't stopped breathing as you hold the shape. Right arm out and over the head as you extend the fingertips, reaching from the outer edge of the right foot all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, right arm to the sky, lift it up. Exhale, right hand to the mat, hold plank pose. Last time here, take an inhale, hover chaturanga as you exhale, press back to plank as you inhale. Exhale, hover chaturanga, elbows in, inhale, back to plank. Last time, exhale, hover, inhale, plank pose, down dog's your exhale, firm the thighs back. Take a deep inhale through the nose and open the mouth. On the inhale, lift the right leg to the sky, up and back. As you exhale, step the right foot forward to the top of the mat. Pausing on the back toes, pull the heart forward and out, and float the hands to the hips today. With the hands on the hips, the chest still parallel to the thigh, feel that your belly is hovering about an inch off of that front right leg. As you draw your right hip back, On your inhale, rise, crown of the head to the sky, hands still on the hips. With your hands on your hips, bend your left knee until it's hovering about an inch above the mat. And as your left knee bends, drop your tailbone down toward the floor and drag your low belly, your belly button, back toward the spine, toward the back of the mat. See if you can keep that sense of containment of the low belly protecting the low back, and then just to your own amount, start to press your left leg toward your version of straight. It might not get all the way straight today. That's totally fine to keep a nice, even generous bend in the leg. On the inhale, send the arms to the sky. Crescent pose as you circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step the right toes back. Lower slow. The elbows squeeze as you meet the mat. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing. Lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes. Press back. Left leg to the sky. Inhale, deep breath. Step the left foot forward on the back toes, glance out beyond your left big toe. With the back body long, float the hands to the hips. Keep your gaze steady on that one place and sense just the fluid motion of your breath, riding these waves, even though you know what's coming, not jumping ahead, really being present in this moment. With the hands on the hips, lift the crown of the head to the sky. Go ahead and bend the right knee until it's hovering just about an inch above the mat. Drop the tailbone down. Feel the two frontal hip points lift. Nice, so pretty, you guys. Then keeping the depth in the front left thigh, start to press your right leg toward your version of straight. On the inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Deep breath as you lift. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step the left toes back. Lower slow and release. Inhale, cobra or upward facing, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it all back, and let's flow. Take a big inhale, stretch back. Exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, step or lightly float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold and in. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, just one breath, chair pose as you sweep the arms up. Dive and fold as you exhale in half. Inhale, glance out and grow long. Exhale, hands down, step or lightly float back through the vinyasa to release. Inhaling to your back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back. Right leg to the sky. Inhale, one breath. Step the right foot forward on back toes, crescent pose. Inhale, rise, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step the right toes back and lower slow to release. Inhaling, heart rises as the collarbones spread. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog, left leg to the sky, deep breath. Step the left foot forward on back toes. Inhale, circle the arms. Rising crescent pose. Vinyasa as your exhale. Hands come down. Step back with control as you meet the mat. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, tucking the toes, pressing it all back, setting yourself up just in a steady down dog. Fire up the breath, knowing that the breath changes everything. So whatever's there that we need to work with, whatever's coming up that maybe we need to let go of, the breath is there to help us release it. Take a big inhale, stretch everything back, gaze forward, bend the knees, step or lightly float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, forward fold and keep the length. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, one breath, chair pose as you rise. Dive and fold, exhale to release. Inhale, glance out and grow long. Exhale, vinyasa, hands down, step or lightly float. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhale, tucking the toes and pressing back. Right leg to the sky, deep breath as you lift. Step the right foot forward on back toes. Inhale, crescent pose, one breath, rise. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, lower slow, the elbows draw in and back. Inhale, lift the sternum. Exhale, tuck the toes, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Use the inhale, rise high on the breath. Exhale, both hands to the mat, step the left toes back and let it all go. Inhaling, heart lifting. Exhaling, tucking the toes and pressing back. Right leg to the sky, deep breath. Step the right foot forward. Stay on your back toes. Inhale, circle your arms to the sky, crescent pose. Keep the chest lifted and release your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, and as you squeeze your palms to touch, it feels nice to drag the knuckles down and to roll the shoulders back, but just make sure you don't dump into your mid-back. So your front ribs continue to hug in. These are beautiful. beautiful, you guys. Take a deep breath in at the top, lean out halfway as you exhale, shift the weight forward, and step up, third warrior. So balancing poses are so important for teaching us steadiness, right? So even if we fall, even if we come out of it, can we cultivate an inner sense of equanimity and balance? Find that one point that you're focusing on down on the floor. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bend your right knee halfway and pause. Inhale, press it towards straight. 2 more. Exhale, bend the right knee and hover. Inhale, press it towards straight. Last time, bend your right knee, hover, and hold it here. Shoulders down the back, breath still deep. Take a deep inhale here. Step back, crescent pose. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Deep breath as you rise. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step the right toes back. Let it all go slow. With control, you release. Inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back. Left leg to the sky, deep breath. Exhale, step the left foot forward on the back toes. Inhale, rise, crescent pose. As you exhale, hands behind the back, interlace one finger over. Take an inhale, lift the heart, and just notice how you feel coming into your second side. It always changes when we now know what's coming, so how can we still be in the present moment? Lean out halfway, shift the weight forward, step up, take flight, third warrior. So now you know you're going to be here for a moment, but notice if you start to hold your breath. If perfection is what you're going after, let the perfection go. Really let yourself take the risk of breathing and falling. Take an inhale. Bend the left knee as you hover, exhale. Inhale, press it back to straight. 2 to go. Exhale, hover. Inhale, straighten. Nice, you guys. Last time. Exhale, hover. Hold it here. Knee tracking forward over the center of the foot. Back right thigh strong. Take one last deep breath. Step back, crescent pose. Inhale, arms to the sky, rise, you did it. Exhale, both hands to the mat, step the left toes back, lower slow, the elbows squeeze in. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press everything back. Take a big inhale, down dog, and walk the hands back to the feet. As you come to the back of the mat, reach down, hook the big toes with the first 2 fingers. Glance out halfway. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, flare the elbows, drop the head, draw yourself in. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway, long back. Exhale, flare the elbows, drop the head, and just feel the release. Inhale, chest out, grow long. Exhale, flare the elbows, drop the head, draw yourself in. And maybe see if closing the eyes makes sense. It might be nice just to take the gaze inside, to take a couple of breaths, and to continue cultivating presence to this moment, right here, right now, that you made the time and the space to be in practice today. So anything that comes up, it really can wait. Take one more deep breath. Release the toes, gently crawl yourself back out, downward facing dog, taking your time, just slowly re-arriving back into this really balanced, even shape. On the inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, take the right knee to your right elbow and pause. So keeping everything as it is, just lower your right knee to your right wrist, and then pull it back up to your elbow. Good, one more, lower it down to your right wrist. Pull it back up to your elbow. I lied, 2 more. Lower it down to your wrist. Back up to your elbow. One more time. Down to your wrist. Back up to your elbow. Inhale the leg to the sky. Pull it up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Pivot your back foot flat. Right into warrior 2. Let the left arm lead the way. Opening up the chest. Softening the shoulders down the back. And just finding a sense of lightness even within the strength. So inner energy light, inner attitude light. Your breath, even though it's deep and it's strong, even your breath is light. Take one more big inhale. Straighten your front right leg as you exhale. Keep the arms lifted. Maybe you shorten your stance, heel toeing the back foot in once, maybe twice. Back foot on a gentle angle. Reach the right arm forward. Pull the right hip back. Feel how long you are through the right waist. Trikonasana, right hand comes down, left arm to the sky. Just triangle pose as you stack. And as the left fingertips reach up, feel the breath moving right into the center of the heart, right into the center of the chest. And notice the mound of your right big toe pressing down and into the mat. And at the same time, your right thigh wrapping gently back. Keep all of that. Take a deep inhale. Send your left arm out and over your head as you exhale. Reaching the left fingertips out, you never lose the anchor of the back left foot. That roots you to the floor as you extend the fingertips overhead. Inhale, left arm back up to the sky. Spin the left palm to face behind you. Drop the left hand behind your back. As you roll the left shoulder away from your left ear, you could stay right here, or maybe you reach the right arm forward, bicep nearby the ear. And just seeing what's there today. If that hand reaches out, the palm spins to the sky, just in a gesture of openness and receiving. Take one more big inhale as you extend. Keeping the left shoulder opening, lower the right hand down to the right shin. Keep the chest open and gaze down towards your right big toe. With the left shoulder still rolling down the back, start to bend your right knee. Shift your weight forward, plant your fingertips a foot in front of the pinky toe side of your foot. Step up, take flight, bound Ardha Chandrasana, left leg lifts. Left hand behind the back. Left foot flexing, left heel driving toward the back of the mat. Beautiful, you guys. And the gaze could stay down on the floor. The gaze could start to shift toward the left side of the room. It might even spin all the way up toward the sky. But notice that within the shape, you're not holding the breath, you're still breathing deep. Better to breathe and come out of the pose than to hold the breath and create tension within the pose. On your next inhale, left arm straight up to the sky, stack the left shoulder on top of the right. Take a goodbye inhale at the top. Start to bend your right knee, land lightly, second warrior as you spread the arms out wide. On the inhale, straighten the front right leg. Pivot the right toes to mirror the left once again. Take a big inhale, lean back, open up, deep breath. As you exhale, fold forward between the legs. And as you fold forward between the legs, walk yourself to your back left toes. Point your left toes to the back of the room. Bend your left knee deeply. And as you bend your left knee deeply, flex your right toes towards your face. Sit down deep into that left inner thigh and just coming down into what is often considered a martial arts stance or a pose that we call Skandasana. And just be here for a moment, feel the work in the inner thighs. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, take it to the right leg, bend the right knee, flex the left toes toward the face, and sit down deep into the inner thighs. And this is a sensitive place for most of us, so give it a couple of breaths and use your mind. Send the breath to the place where you feel sensation, where you feel intensity. We have fMRI scans now that show us the body responds when we send the breath to a particular place. And then pulse side to side 3 times. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Back over to the left knee, it bends as you descend. Walk it back to the front, right knee bends, sit down deep. Last time, over to the left. And then back over to the right. As you come to the right, stay down low and walk yourself into a high lunge. Walk both hands either side of your front right foot. Pivot onto your back left toes. As the heart draws forward, take a deep inhale, plant both hands to the mat, and step the right foot to the back of the mat, coming into plank pose. Take a big inhale, upper push-up. As you exhale, hover and lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale as you tuck the toes. Take a deep breath, downward facing dog. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. On the inhale, forward upper push-up plank pose. Rotate to the outside edge of the right foot and send the left arm up to the sky. Stacking the left shoulder on top of the right, just coming back, Vashisthasana once again. You might choose to stay right here. If you have tree pose and you'd like to take the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh, you can do that. Or any variation that you might be working on at home would be great. Maybe even lifting the left leg just a couple of inches and seeing what's there today. Left arm up and over the head, reach it out and extend. On the inhale, left arm to the sky, deep breath. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Take a goodbye breath, plank pose. Exhale as you lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it all back. Beautiful, you guys. On the inhale, left leg to the sky, lift it up and back. As you exhale, left knee, left elbow, tap and touch. Hold it there. Nothing changes but the knee. Lower it to the wrist. Lift it back up to the elbow. Down to the wrist and up to the elbow. Lower it to the wrist. Draw it to the elbow. Last time. Down to the wrist. Up to the elbow. Leg to the sky. Inhale, press it up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Spin the back foot flat. Right into second warrior. Right arm leads the way. Cartwheel the arms open. Palms facing down. Gaze gently ahead. And this is a place you've been. Softening shoulders. Just making sure that there's nothing you're holding on to that you don't need in this shape. On the inhale, straighten the left leg. Maybe shorten the stance. The right foot can heel toe in gently. Triangle pose. Reach the left arm as far forward as you can. At the last moment, left hand comes down. Right arm to the sky. Stack the shoulders and take a few breaths. Sometimes our right ribs round up toward the ceiling. See if you can drop your right ribs down toward the floor a little bit. Get longer through the left waist. As the right arm reaches up, take a big inhale at the top. Right arm out and overhead as you exhale to extend. And same thing here. The gaze could be under the arm. It could be straight ahead. It could be down. See what feels best for your body as you wrap the heart open toward the sky. Inhale, right arm straight back up to the ceiling. Spin the right palm to face behind you. Drop the right hand behind the back. Roll the right shoulder away from the right ear. And then this might be plenty. You might stay right here. If you have the space, left arm might extend forward, palm to the sky as you reach the left fingertips ahead. And just sensing that the entire time, the right shoulder continues to roll down the back. The heart continues to wrap open toward the ceiling as you extend. If the left hand is out, bring the left hand back down to the left shin. Keeping the chest open, just gaze down to your left big toe, but notice your right shoulder doesn't close to the mat. Start to bend your left knee, shift the weight forward, plant your left fingertips, step up and take flight, bound half moon. Right toes flex toward the face, heel presses straight back. As you continue to wrap the chest open, pick one steady place to gaze. And as you find that one steady place to gaze, notice how smooth and balanced your breath is. With that left thigh firm on your next inhale, right arm to the sky, lift it up high. Take one last deep breath, half moon as you lift. Start to bend the left knee, step back, second warrior, spread the arms out wide. As you land, take one goodbye inhale, straighten the left leg, pivot the left toes to mirror the right. Take a deep breath, lean back, open it up. Exhale, fold forward, dive down in half. As you dive down in half, walk yourself to your back right leg this time, bend your right knee and flex your left toes towards your face. And last time we did it on our fingertips, but if you feel really steady in this pose and you wanted to bring the hands up to the heart and float the hands off of the mat, you could absolutely do that. Otherwise, the fingertips are great to bring steadiness into the shape. As you're ready, walk yourself to your left knee, bend your left knee, flex your right toes towards your face. And just sending the breath into the base of the body and welcoming in steadiness. Anywhere that maybe feels a little warm or a little tight, just starting to cool things down. Body really warm, really ready for these shapes. 3 times side to side. Bend the right knee, sit down deep. Walking yourself back to the left leg, rebend the left knee and descend. Last 2, over to the right, right knee bends, left leg straightens, all the way to that left knee bends, right toes flex. Last time, walking it to the back right knee, flex the left toes, all the way to that front left knee, stay down low, rebend the knee, and then walk yourself to face the top of the mat into a high lunge. Left hand to the outside of the left foot, right hand to the inside, on the back right toes, plant the hands, and step the left foot back to meet the right. Take a big inhale, upper push-up plank pose. Exhale as you lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing as you lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes and press it back. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. On the inhale, forward upper push-up, plank pose once again. Last time, spin to the outside edge of the left foot. Send the right arm to the sky. And as you stack the shoulders, you stack the hips. Noticing that that right hip never gets back behind you. Instead, it points straight toward the right side of the room that you face. Right arm up and over the head as you extend. And if there was any variation you did on the first side, this is the time to try it out on this side. Yeah, maybe floating that right foot and just seeing what's there, welcoming in deep, steady breath. Right arm to the sky as you inhale, right hand to the mat as you exhale. Take a goodbye inhale, plank pose. Exhale as you lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it all back. As you get back to down dog, take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth. On the inhale, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, single pigeon pose. Draw the right knee open to the right. Take a big inhale at the top. And as you exhale, fold forward, out and down. Hands might walk out. You could make a pillow under the head with the hands. And then listen to the sound of your breath. As you listen to the sound of your breath, making sure those back left toes point straight back. And then using the mind to send breath into the hip. As if you could envision your right hip receiving each deep inhale as a dose of space. And every exhale, just releasing tension, releasing holding. As if the inhales bring in light, and the exhales release anything that's dark, anything that might be hiding in those little corners of the hip. And you've done the work, you've built the heat. Now you really have the time to drop in, to take care of the body, and to really receive. Last couple of breaths here. Very gently start to feel the inhales becoming a little bit fuller. And as you're ready, walking your hands back in underneath your shoulders, straighten your arms and pause. As you straighten your arms, stay in this shape, wrists right underneath shoulders, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up and off the mat, and then slide your right foot all the way over to the left. And as you slide your right foot all the way over to the left, spin your back foot flat, keep your hips lifting up away from the mat, send your left arm to the sky. As you send your left arm to the sky, stack the shoulders, little heart opening after getting into the hip. Take a deep inhale, chest opens wide. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up into the air. Stack the right hip on top of the left. Bend the right knee toward the ceiling. And this might be enough. As the right knee bends, the right shoulder wraps straight toward the back of the mat. You might stay here, or if you like to flip it out, release the right toes down to the mat and sweep the right arm up and over the head. But that's not always right for everybody. We just see what's appropriate for today. Take one big inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down, right leg squares straight back. Take a deep breath, heel presses back. Exhale, right toes meet the left at the back of the mat. On the inhale, left leg rises, lift the left leg up and back. As you exhale, single pigeon pose, left side, open the left knee to the left wrist, slide the left foot to the right wrist, take a deep inhale at the top, and then exhale, forward fold, out and down to release. And just taking care of yourself. That ultimately, that's what this practice is about. That we learn how to just really balance challenging situations with situations that we love. We start to notice that even though things change, even though things drift, even though the unpredictable and the unexpected occur, that that's okay because we've cultivated inner steadiness. So it doesn't matter what happens around us or even what yoga pose is presented. Because through the breath and the meditation in motion, we've cultivated inner balance. So even here, as things begin to cool and settle, your breath stays the same. Sound of your breath moving in, sound of your breath moving out. Still an intention to have that sweet sound of ujjayi. Really absorbing these last few breaths in the shape. These are your breaths. These are your moments. Not letting anything take you away from this time. Starting to deepen the inhales. A little fuller breath. Walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders, straighten the arms as you lift the chest. And as you lift the chest, the hands right in front of you, right underneath the shoulders, tuck the back right toes, lift the right knee, slide the left foot all the way over to the right, send the right arm to the sky, lift the chest, press down into the sole of the back foot. Take a deep inhale as you press the mat away. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat, step back to downward facing dog, lift the left leg up and back, stack the left hip on top of the right, and point the knee to the sky. And this might be plenty. You might stay right here. This might be plenty of space for you today. But if you took it on the first side, and if the shoulder is healthy on this side, maybe you decide to drop the toes down, to sweep the left arm up and over the head, pressing firmly out of the right hand, pressing firmly out of the right shoulder. Take one more deep breath right into the center of your heart. Exhale, left hand comes back down, step the left leg straight back, take a big inhale, square the hip, left foot comes down to meet the right. Take a deep inhale, downward facing dog. And as you exhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Crawl the knees forward toward the top of the mat, and then spin to face the left side of the room and open the legs out wide. As you come to sit down on your mat, flex your toes back towards your face. And as you flex your toes back towards your face, good. And you just notice that how wide you go is such a personal thing. If you feel any sensation in your inner knees at all, it might just mean that your knees need to come a little bit closer together. So your legs don't have to be as wide as they can go. They can be a little closer than that if that's best. And then take your two hands right behind you, and with your fingertips behind you, lift the chest, feel the heart rising high, feel the sternum lifting from the mat, and then very gently spin to face your left leg. Left hand to the outside edge of the left hip, right hand to the inner left thigh, tenting the fingertips. Use the fingertips for support. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, maybe you fold out and down. You could also just stay upright. You could work the fingertips down to the mat. You could work the twist. Spiraling the right ribs down. Drawing the left ribs back. And for a lot of us, especially if we have a lot of mobility, the right thigh wants to lift. And we just want to firm the right thigh down toward the mat. So keeping the right thigh heavy, even though we're pouring ourselves over our extended left leg. And staying with the breath. Heart moving forward and out. Maybe even closing the eyes. Beautiful, you guys. On the inhale, walk the hands back in. As you lift the chest, pivot towards your right leg, right hand to the right outer hip, left hand to the inner thigh. Take an inhale at the top, feel the chest lift. And as you exhale, fold yourself out and down, or stay upright if that's better for this shape. And same intention here. Left thigh heavy to the mat. As the heart reaches forward, the left ribs draw in and spiral down. The right ribs spiral back. Really easy, smooth breaths. On your next inhale, walking the hands back in, lifting the chest. Coming through the center, take one big inhale at the top and exhale, forward fold between the thighs. Walk the hands out, and just a little bit is enough. Might just be a couple of centimeters, might be resting on the forearms. And just feel the low belly lifting up and in. Yeah, the heart drawing forward and out. So the pose is never about forehead to the mat. It's not about getting your face to the floor. It's about cultivating length through the spine. And that requires a little bit of our belly. We feel our low belly lift up and in, and then we feel our heart draw forward and out. On the inhale, walk the hands back in. Take the hands underneath the knees, scoop the knees up away from the mat, bring the inner thighs back to touch, and spin to face the top of the mat. As you spin to face the top of the mat, scoot gently forward, and as you scoot gently forward, roll all the way down onto the back. And as you roll all the way down onto the back, hug and squeeze the knees into the chest. A little rock side to side, a soft sway left and right. And see if you can breathe into your kidney band, breathe into your mid-back. And then reach down and take the outside edges of your feet. Happy baby pose as you spin the soles of the feet to the sky. Knees drawing down, sit bones drawing forward. Nice breath, sounds so great. Take one more deep inhale here. As you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. And as you hug the knees into the chest, place both feet flat down onto the mat. And with the feet flat to the mat, cactus the elbows, bend the elbows the height of the shoulders. Open up the feet about as wide as the hips. And with the feet about as wide as the hips, maybe even a little bit wider, just drop both knees over to the right. Easy twist, front body is open. If the left knee is healthy, the right foot can slide on top of the left knee to the outer left thigh. If the right foot slid up, gently releasing the right foot back to the mat, spin the soles of the feet flat to the floor, and drop both knees over to the left. And if the right knee is healthy, maybe the left foot slides to the outer right thigh, encouraging the knee down and toward the mat. And if the left foot is lifted, sliding it back down to the mat. Spinning the feet flat to the floor. Hug and squeeze the knees into the chest. As you squeeze the knees into the chest, bring the forehead up to meet the knees. Squeeze the fingers, squeeze the toes. Take one last deep inhale through the nose and let it go. Extend the arms, extend the legs. Spin the palms up to face the ceiling, and as the shoulders roll underneath you, together take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. See if you can draw in just a little more breath. And out the mouth. Final rest. And keeping the body very soft, start to take a little fuller inhale. A gentle movement creeps down into the fingers and into the toes. And as you feel ready, sweeping the arms up and over the head, extending the fingertips toward the back of the room, reaching through the toes. Hug and squeeze the knees into the chest. And as you hug and squeeze the knees into the chest, gently rock your way forward and back along the length of the spine until you rise all the way back up to sit. Gently cross the legs, and as you cross the legs, bring the palms face down onto the knees. Bring the first finger and the thumb to touch. Just a gesture of wisdom as you seal in the wisdom of your practice today. Knowing that at all times that flame of steadiness, that inner state of balance is always there for you to pause and to come back to. That in so many ways your practice is a roadmap that's there for you to call on anytime you need it. Inviting your practice to come with you, bring the hands to the center of the heart, bowing the eyes down toward the tips of the fingers in gratitude to yourself and in gratitude to your practice. On the inhale, placing the hands to the forehead for clarity of thought, the fingertips to the lips for thoughtfulness of speech, and the hands to the heart for consistency of action, allowing your practice to guide you through everything you're thinking, saying, and doing. Take one last deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth. Namaste.